Hey, comic addicts, it's Joe from Black Box Silver and Bronze, and I got a big score this weekend that I want to share with you. Let's check out these comics. Hey, comic addicts, it's Joe from Black Box Silver and Bronze. I went to a show this weekend, the Hawaii All Collectors Show at the Blaisdell Arena. We haven't had that show for 2 years. And it's a show that, like it says, it's for all collectors. They have antiques, glass bottles, coins, stamps, toys, and of course, comic books. So I went there yesterday, on Saturday. It was running for 3 days, and I got some pretty good stuff here. So stick around to the end. I'm going to try something new and try to put one of those timestamps in it in case you want to jump to the end and see the awesome comics I got. They're all great, but some of the ones in the beginning are more fillers for my collection, but I even found some really good deals for a buck. So let's get started. So the first couple of comics I got, they were pretty cheap. This is Planet of the Apes.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape.
This is number 7. And this is by Adventure Comics. It's an imprint of Malibu Comics. And I'm just picking these up when I find them in the dollar bins. I got these for 50 cents, as well as issue number 2. I have about, I think, 5 issues now of the series. So I'm not going out of my way to find them, but when I find them in the dollar bin, I grab them. And then I got some of the volume 2 Daredevil. I particularly like the watercolor painted art of David Mack, I think is his name. And I got a couple of issues that he did. That was issue 16. This is issue 19. I really like that. And the interior art is also watercolor painting, if you haven't seen that. And then I just got a few of the other issues in the run, like issue number 37, issue number 38, and issue number 39. These I got for like 65 cents a piece. So I was really happy to get that. Picked up an issue of Amazing Spider-Man with Hammerhead and Doc Ock in it. And this was $1. I have it already, but I thought this might be a better condition than the one I had. And for $1, I really liked that. So I grabbed that. This one was a pretty good deal. So this was another dollar comic. This is Legion of Superheroes number 298. And this is the first appearance of Amethyst. So this comic has an insert in the middle, which is a short story about Amethyst. So there's a couple of first appearances from her, and I think it's Gem World. Not a big Amethyst fan, but I wanted this because of the cover. I like to look through the leg covers, so I grabbed that one. Turns out it's a first appearance of Amethyst, so that's a pretty good deal. I grabbed this one out of a dollar box. This is Superman number 33. And I think that's a Derek Chu cover. And I just got that one because it is beautiful. And it's a cardstock cover. It's in really nice shape. And it's just a really beautiful cover of Supergirl. And this one also has a recalled version down here. I think it says Year of the Villain. So I'm going to drop it in over here so you can compare it. It's basically the same cover. This is not the recalled one, but a very cool Supergirl cover. Another comic I got for $1, Spidey Super Stories. And I always pick these up whenever I can find them. So this has Thundra, who's becoming very popular now. I think people think there may be some appearances of her. And when I was flipping through this, also, this has a Kang the Conqueror story. And one other thing that's cool about these, if you grab these, always turn them over and look on the back, because they have these stamps here. A lot of times they're cut out. I know when I was a kid, I cut them out, put them in a scrapbook. So I got this Spidey Super Stories for $1. Another comic I got for $1 is this Cheryl Blossom #1 Cheryl Goes Hollywood, part 1 of 3. This is not her first appearance, but I've been looking for this comic because I wanted to get this Marilyn Monroe homage, and this one actually is a little bit pricey, so I never laid down the money for it, and I was lucky because I just found that in a dollar bin. So I was really happy to find Cheryl Blossom. I think maybe I paid $1.40 for this, but basically I consider it like a dollar. Same price was this one, Silver Scream. This is issue number 3, and this in black and white reprints Golden Age horror stories. And I think it ran for 3 issues, maybe 4. It was by Alfred Harvey with his Lorne Harvey Productions, doing a thing called Recollections or Recollections, where they reprinted some awesome Golden Age stuff. So there were 2 issues of this. There was Silver Scream number 2, or rather number 3, and this is number 2 with a really cool cover. That cover looks familiar to me. I'm going to try to figure out where I've seen that one before. For $2, I got this Supergirl number 19, and I think that is an Art Germ Stanley Lau cover. I'm pretty sure that it is, and I just picked it up because it was another beautiful Supergirl cover. All right, and let's see. This was also the same price. This is from the same purchase. So The Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves, number 41. This is one of the Charlton series, the newer, well, not newer, but not Golden Age or horror. This is one of the horror series, supernatural series that I really like, is The Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. And I found an issue I didn't have. It was the only issue in there, but it was one that I didn't have, so I snagged that. And then there was a full box of, actually that was from the box that was like a full box of kind of Bronze Age, late Silver Age, early Bronze Age horror. And they were $2 a piece or 3 for $5. So I think that worked out to about $1.40, $1.50, something like that. So I snagged a couple of those issues. I've got this House of Secrets, number 97. I thought that was a great cover. And I always like covers that have like a haunted house on the hill. And this one's cool. If you look up in the clouds, there's a woman in horror up there. This guy walking in with the ball and chain. That's a pretty cool cover. And I got another House of Secrets. This one is number 95. And I thought that was a really cool cover too. The Bride of Death in the purple cover. I love purple covers. And I got a House of Mystery. This is number 203, which was also another great cover with this woman turning into an eagle and attacking that guy there. And just to, those were a little bit, older ones. I grabbed a newer one just to get that discount. So that was House of Mystery number 286 with a nice mummy cover. All right, this one was $2. I think I got a really good deal on it. It's very high grade. It's above a 9.0, I believe. And so this is Supergirl number 1. This is the second volume of her own title. And I think this issue may go for around $20 in high grade. And so I think that's a really good deal for $2, Supergirl number 1. And then there was another box that was like, I think they were $3 a piece or 2 for $5. So these I grabbed out of that box, and they had in that box, they had a lot of Invaders, which I'm trying to put together, a lot of Luke Cage Hero for Hire. So I grabbed them all out, organized them in numbers, and then, compared it to which ones I had already. I kind of regret not just buying them all because they were in pretty good condition. and just, bringing them home and maybe swapping them out, or passing them along to someone else. Next time I'm going to do that. But there were some big books that I wanted to buy, and I kind of had limited cash with me. So that's kind of part of the reason I did it. But I got Invaders number 16. This is the first appearance of some woman who in the next issue becomes the female villain. I don't remember who that is, but this was only a couple of dollars, and I'm trying to put my Invaders run together. So I was able to get that one, which is in really good condition. This one's a little more beat up, but still, it's number 19, and I didn't have it, and it was only a couple of dollars. It's got a Hitler cover appearance, so that's pretty cool. And the last Invaders I got was number 32. And so in here, I think they battle Thor for some reason. And there's Hitler there again. So those are my Invaders. I also grabbed this Invaders. This is, I guess, the second Invaders series. And I just grabbed this one because I like the cover. And recently I found out from Jesse Simon about the vision that existed in the Golden Age that Joe Simon created, which was different from the vision in the Silver Age with the Avengers. And this is that character, I believe. So I thought that's really cool. And it's only a couple of bucks. So I threw that in my stack. I got a bunch of adventure comics. I picked this one up, which is number 425. And I got this for, I think, like $2, $2.25, something like that. And turns out that this is the first appearance of some character named Captain Fear. And I really don't know who Captain Fear is, but I like these adventure comics that when they had this kind of masthead on it, where it was the, still the old kind of title font up there, and with with that bar that came down about a third of the cover. So I grabbed this one and a couple more you're going to see in a minute. But this, I think, was a really good find, because this one was about $2 or $2.25. It is in amazing condition. It is really strong. It's Shazam number 25, which is the first appearance of Isis. And I just grabbed it. I didn't know it was the first appearance of Isis. I have Isis number 1, which I thought was the first appearance of Isis, and then she was in here, but I figured it was an early appearance of her. So I grabbed it. And also because I do grab some of these Shazam comics when I find them, if they're, not too expensive and I don't have them. So I grabbed this one. It turns out this one is about $100 to $200, depending upon what websites you look at. Next, I grabbed a Silver Age issue of Flash. I think it's number 144. And unfortunately, it's got a little bit of black ink right here. Some ink dripped on it. There's a little bit down there. But a Silver Age Flash, 12-cent, complete, pretty good condition. It's got a little bit of a tear at the top staple, but like for $2, and I didn't have it already. I was really happy to grab that one. It'll work for me. This is a early issue of Judo Master. This is Judo Master number 90. And in here is the origin of Thunderbolt, Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. So it's the very last couple of pages. You get the origin of Thunderbolt. So that's cool. Another issue of Judo Master. I got a couple of issues of Wonder Woman. Nothing real early, but I am trying to put that run of Wonder Woman together when she lost her costume and she was like a 70s chick, in that white outfit. And so there were a couple of issues in there and I didn't have them, so I snagged them. This is one that I was not looking for, 198, because I am pretty sure this is just a reprint of some earlier issues. So I wasn't looking for this, but when I saw it, it's in very nice shape. and I think it was about wound up being about $2, $2.25, something like that. So I grabbed it. And then another one that I was looking for that I didn't have yet was number 201. And again, it's in pretty nice shape. And it says that's Catwoman there. And I'm wondering if that's the same Catwoman from like Batman or if it's a different one, because at first I thought it might be some kind of golden age, female hero, because it doesn't look like a Catwoman outfit that I've seen. But then again, Wonder Woman isn't in her outfit. So I'm gonna have to look through that. I think that might be the Catwoman that we know. So more Charlton. I got some Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. Here's issue number 52. This is an early issue. It's really interesting when I looked into this. So Peter Cannon Thunderbolt, he started with issue number 1. And this is 52. So I was like, that's a lot of issues. I didn't know there was that many issues of him. But it went from 1 to I think 51. There's no 2 through 50. For some reason, it was 1 and then 51. So this would be like the 3rd issue of Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. And then here's issue 53. So here's the 4th issue. And that's kind of a fun cover when he's fighting those, like, I don't know, sumo wrestlers. Just a couple of bucks. And then, like I said, there was a nice long run of Luke Cage. I got them all out and I only needed one. So I grabbed Luke Cage number 6. I wish I had grabbed the others, but I got Luke Cage number 6, Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 6. So I have most of the Hero for Hire issues before it became Power Man. I have some of those too, but mostly a complete run of Hero for Hire right now. This is a nice issue of Madame Xanadu one-shot. This is not her first appearance. Her first appearance was in Doorway into Nightmare, which is a different comic, even though up here it says step through the doorway of Nightmare with Madame Xanadu. So turns out I already have this. So now I have 2 issues. What's cool about this is nowadays you can buy like the Virgin variant, and here you have the Virgin variant right on the back cover. Pretty cool. Okay, this is Siegel and Schuster Dateline 1930s number 2. I was happy to find this. I have number 1. I've had it for a while, and I've been looking for number 2. I figured eventually I'd find it in the box, and sure enough, I did. And so Siegel and Schuster Dateline 1930s is just, if you like history, pull these out of the box when you see them, because it's Siegel and Schuster talking about some of their experiences and the publications they made, why it got printed or why it didn't, showed some artwork. This is one of, which guy is it? One of their early arts. This is, the center spread of this issue is a science fiction sketch Joe Schuster on May 2nd, 1931, when he was 16. So this is that cover, which is this, is one of Joe Schuster's earliest pieces of artwork. And in here, it talks about, in this issue, it talks about how in 1935, they collaborated on a project called Popular Comics, and it never went into print. So it was like around the time of the Depression and never went into print. And so throughout here, you get to see a bunch of artwork that they created that never went into print. So if you like the history of comics, keep an eye out for that. And it's also got that really cool futuristic looking cover. Okay, more Lauren Harvey Recollections reprints are Black Cat. I really like the Golden Age Black Cat, and I look for Black Cat comics all the time, and I never really find them. I do have 3 of the Harvey Black Cats from the Silver Age, the last 3 issues. But these, what's really nice about these is these reprint the Golden Age comics, and the art on the cover is a different cover because it's taken out of one of the stories. The early issues of this are in black and white, and the later issues, here's issue number 9, it's actually fully colorized, which I like very much. But I was able to find 2 issues of the Black Cat reprints. So if you like the Black Cat and you can't find the Golden Age ones like me, look for these reprints because you can have the stories at a good price and still enjoy them. So those were all of the less expensive comics. Nothing there cost more than about $2.50, $2.25, something like that. A lot of them were 50 cents or $1. These were a couple of dollars more, but I'm not really sure why. But this is Adventure Comics number 436. It's very good condition. And there was about an 8 or 10 issue run about the Spectre in Adventure Comics. I'm trying to put that run together. It's phenomenal. And if you like the Spectre, this is probably considered to be one of his best runs. And that's, look at that. That's some great artwork on the cover with that sea monster and the Spectre looming over it. So this one I think cost me $4.50. These Spectre comics cost me $4.50. But I only need a few more to put that run together, and I was willing to pay that. He had almost the full run. I had about 2/3 to 3/4 of it already, so I just picked the ones I need. Here's number 438. And I love that cover of the masthead up there. And I got one other issue. This is issue number 440. The first 2 are in a little bit better condition, but this one, it's still in pretty good condition. And I'm closing in. I think I only need 1 or 2 more issues to complete that run. I found another issue of Flash. That first issue was about $2. This one was $4.50. It doesn't have ink on it. It's number 151. And I didn't have this one, so I grabbed it. I love it when the Flash of the 2 worlds, the Golden Age and the Silver Age Flash, are in the comic together. That's a trope that I really like. So that's the second issue of Flash that I got in this haul. And then I got this interesting comic. And this is where I started paying more than just a couple of bucks. Some of these were in the $15, $20 range, some were more. So this is America's Best Comic, Dark Shadows, number 3, I think this is. So there was a 3-issue series. The publisher is, I think it's called PL Publishers. Let me see, Dark Shadows bi-monthly, Steinway Comic. This is Steinway Comic, America's Best imprint. And there were 3 issues. And this was right around the time the Comics Code Authority was coming into effect. This has an interesting story about this woman who's getting this key, which is supposed to have some powers to change the personality of her husband that she doesn't like. And I was thinking, boy, that's kind of appropriate. You know, a lot of people have spouses who they want to change their personality. And this is cool too, because on this issue, it talks about a color TV set, right? As if it's something really, really special. And at the time, of course, it was, right? I mean, people growing up today, no color TV, they don't really know black and white. And there was a time we didn't have TVs. There was a time we didn't have color TVs. So I thought that was a really nice timepiece of the period. I was able to find some Red Circle Sorcery comics, and there was Chilling Adventures in Sorcery, which was an Archie imprint. This is also an Archie imprint, but there was Chilling Adventures in Sorcery, which I think I ran 1 through 5, and then Red Circle Sorcery basically continued the number 6 through 12 or 13. So this is issue number 6. Got a little bit of a chip up there, but really a cool horror cover. And I also grabbed issue number 7. He did have 3 more issues, but they weren't in as good shape. And they also didn't have as cool covers as these two. So for now, I just grabbed these. And when I find the other ones at a lower cost, I'm going to grab those. And then I was able to find an issue of The Adventures of the Jaguar. So 2 Archie series that I'm trying to put together are The Adventures of the Fly and The Adventures of the Jaguar. I probably have about 50% of each. The Jaguar, this I think is one of the best covers. This is issue number 13. I think it's the second to last issue. If you see any of the earlier issues, I'll probably just drop one in here. I'll put in number 1 over here on the side so you can see. The colors were so muted. They were like almost pastel. They were just very muted colors. And even though there was some cool action going on the cover, they were not very appealing. You don't really want to grab for them. But this one, look at the colors. It's great. You got the green, the bright red, the yellow on the top. This is one of the best covers, I think, in the Jaguar series, because it really draws you in and wants you to grab this and read it. This one's got a little bit of a damage up here, but I don't see them a lot. They're not hard to find, but I don't see them around a lot. So I grabbed that one. And then this is a FAGO publications called Tense Suspense. And again, right around the time the Comic Code Authority was coming into play. And I just thought this looked really cool. It's a horror comic. It's probably not as good of a read as the pre-code horrors, but an interesting thing, the curse of smallness. I like when there are shrunken people, you know, like the Atom or who's Ant-Man, Doll-Man. So this is pretty cool. Tense Suspense. I got another IW Enterprises reprint. One of my previous videos, I think my last video, I talked about Super Comics and IW. So this is Strange Mysteries number 9. And this is a really cool cover. The stories inside are a reprint of Spook number 28, but this is not the cover from Spook number 28. This, a lot of times, or most times, Super Comics or IW reprints made a new cover. So this might be a new cover, but I feel like I've seen this cover before recently. Like either somebody showed it or I was scrolling through comics looking to buy comics and I saw this cover. If anybody recognizes that cover, leave a comment below because it's really bugging me that I can't connect the dots on this one. But that's Strange Mysteries number 9, reprint of Spook number 28. All right. The next one is, I was really excited to find this, Brave and the Bold number 40, which is a Cave Carson Inside the Earth story. I got another dinosaur now. If there's a future dinosaur challenge, I got a new dinosaur hatching out of an egg. But let me tell you about Cave Carson. When Jack Kirby created the Challengers of the Unknown, it was very popular. So they try to create some other adventure type heroes in a similar vein. So for instance, they created Rip Hunter the Time Master, Cave Carson, and I think even Sea Devils might have been kind of because of that. And so I'm trying to get the Silver Age appearances of Cave Carson. And his first appearance was in Brave and the Bold number 31. And he was in the Brave and the Bold from 31 through 33. Don't have those yet. This is issue number 40. So I was really psyched to get this because it's one of the early appearances of Cave Carson. And then he was in one more issue of Brave and the Bold, which is number 41, which I don't have. Then he jumped over to Showcase. He was in 48, 49, 52. I have all 3 of those issues. So I had the showcase issues. I've been looking for the Brave and the Bold issues, and I was really psyched when I saw one issue in there. And so now I have 3 to go for his Silver Age appearances. He was a spelunker. He explored caves, and basically he went into the center of the earth, and there was all this crazy stuff with like dinosaurs and stuff down there. And kind of, if you watch my dinosaur episode, one of the comic books that I showed was Cadillacs and dinosaurs. And if you see here, you got a really futuristic car and dinosaurs. I wonder if something like this was an inspiration for Schultz's Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, or Xenozoic Tales as it was known previously. So Brave and the Bold. All right, starting to get in some bangers now. So here we go. This is Doctor Strange #1, the second series. I have been on the lookout for this one for a while, and this is a really nice copy. One dealer had 2 copies of this on his wall. He had dollar boxes. That's where I got the first Supergirl that I showed you, and I think the Spidey Super, and he had $2 boxes. I got the Spidey Super Stories there. I got 4 comics, and then I went back. He let me in the back. I looked at his wall. I saw 2 copies of this. So he brought both of them out, and we made a deal on them. They were both, he said, 7.0s. They're very nice. This one I liked a little bit better just because the way that the spine laid, it wasn't showing any of the back. And I got this one, I got them down to $60 on this, which I wish I'd bought it a couple of years ago, but still, I think, for the condition it's in, and I've been wanting to get this one. It says it's the first appearance of the Silver Dagger. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to find out. So Doctor Strange. And then I went and saw a friend of mine. One of the reasons one of the comics I wanted to get at this show was recently a friend of mine who's a dealer. He showed me this new stack of comics. He just bought a collection, a nice X-Men collection. And he had a couple of the early X-Men, 95, 96, 100, and all that. So I wanted to get one. He's like, I'm going to have him at the show. Come see me. So I went over to his booth, and that was one of the booths I definitely wanted to go to. And while I was looking at the X-Men, I found this. This is Justice League of America, #21, and I was really excited to get this one. This is a beautiful cover. I love the purple, the Silver Age purple covers, like on this, and I've got another cover with Solomon Grundy on it that's purple, and the first appearance of Backer. I love the purple covers, but this is just a killer cover, isn't it? I mean, down here you got the Justice League, right? And then up here you got the Justice Society of America. So this one was the first crossover of the JLA and the JSA. This is the first Silver Age appearance of Dr. Fate, and the first Silver Age appearance of Our Man. So I was really stoked when I saw that up there. I got this for $80. I think that's a pretty good price. It's in nice shape. It has, there's some color break increases here and here. The corners, I think, were, dog-eared at one time, but the part that I want to look at is extremely nice. It's complete, it's attached. So I was really happy to get this one. I've been wanting this one for a while. I couldn't believe that I saw it. When I walked in his booth and saw this, my eyes went right to it, even though I was there to look at the X-Men. So I grabbed this one off the wall. Okay. I hope you stuck around for this one, because this one is super cool. There was a dealer at the collector's show who had amazing comic books on his wall. He recently discovered a Golden Age collection here in Hawaii. He bought a storage locker, Someone had a storage locker that they couldn't make the payments during the pandemic. And so he bought the storage locker. It was full of comic books, Golden Age bangers. He had Moon Girl. He had a ton of LB Cole covers. There was another dealer there who, if you know comic book dealers, you may have heard of Harley Yee. He came over, he bought all these bangers. He like dropped like $2,000 cash and bought a whole bunch of them. So he had Yellow Jackets, Phantom Girl, you name it, it was there. So I found this one, and this is called Captain Rocket. This is, look at that. Is that gorgeous or what? Now, I wasn't looking for this. I never heard of it, but he had a slew of Golden Age sci-fi covers like this, Space Adventures and other titles. This is not something I ever heard of before, but it's Captain Rocket. It was a one-shot. It's by PL Publishing. That's who I was thinking of earlier when I was talking about that other one that was Steinway Publishing. This is from 1951. And I don't have the first Gerber guide. I have the second volume. So I don't know what the scarcity is on this, but I have never seen this. I don't see it. And this is just really cool. And I think Alan, Comic Collector Geek, may like this because I think he's the one who mentioned that he likes the sci-fi comics that have the domed helmets on it. Someone did. It might not have been him. I think it was Alan. But it's complete. The cover has a little bit of damage down here along the side, and the front and back cover are attached to each other, but not attached to the book. There were 4 staples that somebody else had added. I took them out, and the actual staple that goes in this book is missing. So it's not high grade, it's low grade, but it's gorgeous. Look at that. I want to share, this is a little bit longer. Captain Rocket #1. Tell me what you think about it. I think this is so cool. All right. This is now bumping up into one of the top comics that I love in my collection as far as covers. It's in my top 10 now. Something else just got bumped off because this is so cool. How much do you think I paid for this? I got it for $85, and I think that's pretty good. And I would gladly pay that for this, even in the condition that it's in. It presents very well, and I'm really happy to have this one. But I have some more real good comic books too. Hang on. Okay, this next one, I got 3 to go. This next one is one of the ones that I went to the show to get, and this is X-Men #100. So I don't have a giant size X-Men except for the facsimile, and I'm not going to pay the kind of money that people want for that. But I do have all the other early appearances of the X-Men, whenever it started, 94, 96, whatever it was, up to, I was missing this one. And I've been looking for this one, looking for this one, looking for this one. And I was almost going to pull the trigger. There was one on my comic shop, which was just under $200. I think it was like $179. And this just keeps going up, and I wanted to get it. So this buddy, he had 2 of these. This one was a little bit nicer, and I went up getting this for $140. So I'm really happy about that. This is a clash between the, original X-Men and the new X-Men. And there's something else about this comic, which is like a little bit of comic history that's good to know. And this is the first time when the X-Men did the quote unquote fastball special, where Wolverine gets, thrown through the air with his claws out. This is the first time they used that term, fastball special. So really happy to get this one finally and fill that hole in my collection. Okay, last 2 comics. These are really cool Golden Age comics. I hope you stuck around. So as I said, there was a dealer there from the mainland named Harley Yee. He comes out here to Hawaii. There's a Comic-Con called Amazing Comic-Con, and he usually comes to that. And I've never had the opportunity to buy anything from him or talk to him. I've gone to that Comic-Con 2 times. When I get to his booth, he's always he's swamped. He's got like amazing books and big books, and big time, comic collectors are always trying to buy from him. And so I looked at his stuff, but never really got a chance to get in there and talk to him and stuff. But this one it's not a Comic-Con. And so he came out, he had a little bit of a smaller booth. But I got a chance to talk to him, and he's a really nice guy. So if he's ever at a comic convention, even if it's crowded, try to talk to him. He's a real nice guy. And so I was looking around, and all his books are really good. He doesn't have like dollar books and stuff. They're a couple of $100, and he's got big time books. A lot of Marvel. X-Men 1, a lot of Golden Age, pre-code horror, stuff like that. So I was digging through a box, and I found this one. This is Powerhouse Pepper. It's a timely number 4. And this is Basil Wolverton art. And there were only 4 issues in this series. Didn't start with number 1. I think it started with number 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. But as you know, if you've watched my show, I like to collect comic book covers that have train themes, subways, trolleys, etc. So this is what I think is a subway car or a train car. Maybe it's a bus, but to me, looks like it. I'm saying it's a train car. And so this is one that I've been looking for, and I couldn't believe that when I was digging through his boxes, I saw it. And so it does have a subscription crease down the middle, which is not too bad. And this is a book that is hard to find, and it's hard to find in good condition. So I really like this condition. This is about a 5.0. It's off white to white pages. And on the Gerber scarcity guide, this is a 6. So that means that's uncommon. There might be 50 to 200 copies. So I was able to get this one. All 4 issues have, this guy, Powerhouse Pepper, on the cover doing something. And there's usually a beautiful woman in red. So this is Powerhouse Pepper number 4. He had it for $250, and I made a deal at $200, and I think that was pretty good. I'm willing to pay it. This is a scarce train cover comic that I really wanted to get in my collection. And the last one, also from Harley Yee. I bought that Powerhouse Pepper, and as I was leaving, I saw he does a lot of slabs, by the way. Most of his stuff is slab. And so I had the table out, and peeking out just a little bit, I noticed this comic. This is a comic that I have wanted to have in my collection for quite a while. And so I pulled it out. I looked at it. How much you want for this? He said $350. And I was like, all right, thanks. So maybe I'll come back tomorrow. So I walked away, and I went back to that other booth where the guy had all the Golden Age stuff, just to look it over one more time and see if anything. But I had already blown all the money that I had brought with me, all my cash, and I had reached my limit. And I was thinking about this comic because it's a really scarce comic. It's a 7 on the Gerber index. That's considered scarce, 21 to 50 comics. You hardly ever see this comic available. And the price that he wanted for it was really low compared to others that I ever have seen for sale. So I went back and I made a deal with him. He was asking $350. So when you do 300, I bought that other one from you. He's like, that's my lowest. That's a really good deal. How about 325? I said, okay. So I got Stuntman number 2 in an 8.0. And this is a pedigree. It's the Crowley. It's the Crowley pedigree. And so it's a very high grade. It's not the highest in the census. There are some in the 9s, 9.2s, maybe a 9.4, but it's up there, and it is beautiful. And I'm really thrilled to have this one. This is a comic that I've really wanted to have probably since I found out about it about 8 to 10 years ago. This is a Joe Simon and Jack Kirby cover. It is from 1946. There's a Stuntman #1 I'm still looking for, and there's a Stuntman #3. I don't know if it ever got printed. Whenever you see it, pictures of it, it looks like unfinished art. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe they were just two. These did get reprinted later in a comic. I think it was called Thrilling Comics or Thrilling Adventures. I'll throw an image in here. I'll dig it up and throw it in here. But that's the last one I picked up. And now I got to pay it off because I had spent. That happens sometimes, right? You see a comic book, you're out there, you really can't afford it, but you find a comic that maybe you've been looking for a long time, and it's scarce and it's a good deal. And what do? Right? Do you walk away or do you get it? I get them now because I have had two big regrets. One, about maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I was in the middle of a divorce. I was visiting my parents in New Jersey, went to a comic shop. They had the first Iron Man, Tales of Suspense #39 on the wall. It was complete. The cover was detached. There were some things missing from the cover. The guy wanted $600. And I didn't have the money. And I left the shop. I went home to my parents' house. I couldn't sleep. I was thinking about it. I went back to the shop the next day to buy it. I figured I'm going to buy this. I'll never see it again for $600. I'm going to buy it, put it in my credit card. I'll figure it out. And gone. The second one was I was in California. I was driving up to see my son to visit him at his college. And I stopped at this comic store in Santa Barbara, California, which if you're ever out there, you got to check this comic store out. It's fantastic. I think it's called Metropolis Comics and Collectibles or Metro Comics and Collectibles, something like that. Just search it up. You'll find it. I went in there, and in their glass case, they had a Hulk, Incredible Hulk, one of the first 6 ones, not #1. It was 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And I think it was #3. It was $300. And I didn't have the money at the time. And I left. I went up. I saw my son. The next day I was coming down. I said, I got to get that thing. I went back in there, gone. So that's why I bought this one. And I wonder, do you have experiences like that? Have you done that? Have you, not had the money, but you bought it anyway because you knew this was your chance, and that chance might not come around again? Let me know. So that's it, comic addicts. I know this is probably a long one. I try to go kind of fast in the beginning, and if I can figure it out, I'm going to put a timestamp in for the last issues so people can watch it. So thanks for sticking around. Give me a like, give me a comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and let's get more people watching. And thanks again. Bye-bye.